Sunday, fun day, fun day. I had to take a breath. I'm like, whoa. Good morning, everyone. I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, messenger of God, child of God, the Lilith, reincarnated here on God's beautiful, glorious day. Sunday, fun day, fun day. In order to keep up with me, you would have had to catch the videos that I posted yesterday and what I posted in my community page. What's going on? I was listening to Dolores Cannon. Do you guys know who Dolores is? I didn't either. She's like the queen of spirituality. She made her presence known in like the fucking early 2000s, and she was like a know-it-all about everything. She studied psychology, and she was like one of the pioneers with hypnosis, and she got into it, and she got past the conscious like I did, and she started interacting with higher states of consciousness, which would be angels, archangels, ascending masters, and other beings of the light. And she became a messenger, and her job was to, tell everybody what they were telling her to tell them, as she was still continuing to be a healer. So she's got a lot of these amazing teachings out there that, like I said, she's like one of the, forefathers of spirituality in the new generation that really had the answers. And she has a lot of them. I always loved, my favorite part about her is how she says they. They. You know what I mean? It's always been that with me. Since the beginning of my awakening, I knew that I was working with something bigger than Jesus. When I started doing ceremonies and rituals, I knew I was not practicing gods or entities or, you know what I mean, cultural beliefs that were beyond that of Christianity, that of Americans, that of the Western civilization. Right away, going back to my sage burns. You know what I mean? Right away, things were strange. I started wearing, stones, started being guided to put stones in my bra. I had no knowledge about those stones till maybe even half a year or longer later as to why I was carrying these things. It's just quite interesting. I don't know everybody's wake-up story. There's great wake-up stories. There's the story about Dan, how on his 33rd birthday, he just woke up and was called into the Melchizedek order. The lady with the Palladians, she was studying dolphin reprogramming patternings. She was studying a whole different species in the mind of that species, and realized, the correlation between the human mind. And once she got into the understanding of the mind, she tapped into the Palladians. And then you got Carl Jung. Carl Jung was doing nothing more than studying the mind. Dante was trying to figure out, people's belief systems and shit like that. All you got to do is figure your own mind out, and you're going to figure out the universe. It's all hidden behind that mind. The coolest stories is it's just regular people like us. Like what? I really like Dan's story. Dan's story is full of all this, wonder like mind, synchronicities, and following fucking clues. Not so much his. I mean, him across. It's like me. It's like, well, let me tell you how that God brought me to you, and all I know is Melchizedek. And when I went to Chris's door, I hadn't seen Chris. I met Chris. Let me tell you how this happened. I was called to my old apartments. It's all in the videos. I'm going to do a ceremony to heal my mother wounds. What happened to me in those apartments with my mom. So I go over to the play park that I used to play in front of the pool, and I set up a whole ceremony right there. Set up my cards, and I'm doing a sage burn. And this man comes up. The fuck was his name? Started with an E. Anyways, this man comes up, and I know that God's bringing... I know by this time, any person that walks up on me is divinely orchestrated. I knew that right away because I was so cut off from people. God told you, your higher spirit told you to come talk to me. You know what I mean? People just don't approach me. And so anyways, he comes up, and I was like, well, I guess you were meant to witness this. And we're sitting there, and I'm dressed like a whole goddess. And he thinks I'm a witch. And at this point, I'm denying I'm a witch because I don't know that I am a witch. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, I'm a goddess and I'm doing all this and this and that. And it turns out this is, Chris's friend. And I meet Chris and I meet him and I spend the day doing this ceremony with them. They invite me to come back and they cook and they drink and I hang out with them for one day or so. And that's it. I never see this guy again. My Holy Spirit tells me when I get back to Colorado, right? I'm supposed to heal my mother wounds. I have nowhere to go. I need a mommy. Anyways, when I get back to Colorado, my spirit says, go to Chris's house. Go to that guy's house. I don't even remember his name. Go to that guy's house and ask him if you can use the pool. So I go to his house. Haven't seen him since that day, right? And I knock on his door, and he knows my name. He said, Lucky. I said, you know my name? I said, yeah, I remember you. He said, I had a dream about you like 2 weeks ago. I said, really? I said, yeah. I had a dream that you were going to come and you were going to need some help. It's like, what's going on? I was like, well, let me explain. I was like, me and my kids just got back and we're kind of, living out of our car. I really was just going to ask you if we could use the pool. He said, no, I'll bring them in. And I moved into Chris's house. Now, it was a hellish ride, but the Spirit had told both of us, you know what I mean? Had set this up months ago when we met each other. We were meant to come together in this life. I was meant to, you know what I mean? To bring his karma is what you would say. But that's not true. I tried to bring him out of it. He was already in it before I got there. When I leave, you get worse. You know what I mean? And I saw it before. It was really sad. I had seen it. I was like, he's going to lose everything the day I walk out this door. He loses everything. I've seen it in my videos. And they thought I was being mean, that because he wasn't being nice to me, that I was going to do that to him. It's like, no, this is what's going to happen. And sure enough, dude, the day I walked out, he lost everything. So going back to it, it's like, I find it interesting, these people's stories of how they were led and where it led them, because I'm just being guided myself. But I find it real exciting because they're being guided by the same, that are the same people that are guiding me. Whoever Guru prays to came to me and told me to jump his ass, which ultimately was Krishna himself. You know what I mean? Their gods come to me. The ones that you know what I mean, that they serve and that they teach. This chick trying to get everyone to put Morgan in their life and all that darkness and shit. She spent 20 years praying to me and still doesn't get me. You know what I mean? I'm not in a book. Jesus isn't in a book. So people spend their whole life reading that book, trying to understand Jesus and what he was here to teach us. Dude, do the work. That's it. You know what he was trying to teach you. When are you going to get off the bench and walk it? Take action, just like Buddha. I mean, I was reading Buddha's story and stuff too, 6th century. And it's just, you don't fully know the greatness that's put upon your life until you're ready to walk in this unbelievable story. Now, the thing I was listening about, the whole point of this is about Dolores is yesterday. I believe it was yesterday or perhaps the day before. I'm sitting there with the Spirit and I can see this. It's going to work. It's you know what I mean? They're showing me. They always love to show me the ending. Just wait till you see the end. So they show me the end. And I'm like, yeah, it works this time. They're like, it's not as hard as you thought it was going to be. You've done this so many times. It's like, yeah. It's like, when it's all over, will you do it again? What? Lilith, you can't not take form. You're going to have to continue on to do something. You've done this so many times. And then they show me that vision, how I did this in so many fucking realities. I have done this over and over and over. I have come and I have saved them and I've had the children. I saw it so many times. And then they showed me again. And in the first vision, they showed me this. They showed me in all these different realities. They showed me as all these different things. They showed me everything at once. Just a quick glimpse. What's behind the veil? Let me show you who you are and what you've done and what you're going to do. And it happened on that mountain. I'm always scared of that mountain. I'm scared of that mountain. I will only go with someone, but I'll still go up there afraid. I won't go again by myself. I mean, they might make me, but I am still scared of everything that happened on that mountain, bro. What's on that mountain? God, bro. The voice of God is on that mountain. The visions of God. if there was a place, I guess, where your Akashic records are hidden, if you could see it. I didn't see it in a book. I saw it fucking totally played out. It was on that mountain, bro. Anyways, going back to it. So the other day, yesterday, today, whatever day it was, they're like, you're going to do it again? You know they're going to need your help when they get to that next planet. The next planet's going to be suffering. They need to learn how to get out of this. I'm like, oh my God, you're asking me to do this again? I haven't even finished this one. But in the end is when you see that it's all done and it all worked out and it was, you know what I mean? How it worked out. They say it. Do it again, Lilith. Do it better. I'm like, dude, I'm not... What would you do? I have to do something when I die. I have to take form, is what they say. What would you do? And that's what they showed me. It's like, you've always done this, Lilith. You've always done this. And that's really what it is. It's like, you know, God created me to be a savior in a whole different way. In a whole different way. You know what I mean? And that's what he created us as messengers of God. We're here to save them with his message. That's really it, bro. Jesus was all powerful because he told you. You know what I mean? Buddha was all powerful. We're all powerful because we walk in that message. You know what I mean? That we're covered in the message. So, going back to it, big fat circle jerk around this bullshit. Dolores saw what was going to happen. Many saw these days, right? Dolores saw it, you know, from everybody gets to see it from, you know, depending on who their guides, they show them. You know what I mean? They can only show them a piece to the puzzle because each part only has a piece. You know what I mean? The bigger story, yeah, but you're not going to see that. I don't think so. As I said that, I was like, I see the table. I'm like, you're not going to sit at the table with us where you see the bigger story. I call it the table. What is the table? This invisible galactic space station that they talk about. It's just a place outside of our atmosphere. It's literally, I guess you would call it a space station, bro. It's just an office. It's just a room. To me, I've never been in all parts of it. It's just a room where they all sit around this table. And the table is like, the best way I can describe it is it's like the Hunger Games. All reality is playing out on this table and everybody sits there and they, you know what I mean? They move the pieces. They play the, you know, they keep the game going for us. So sometimes, you know what I mean? Like I've said it, sometimes I've been so dark in the dark night of the soul, they'll literally pull me out of the game and set me next to them at the table. And I'm just looking at them like, and they're like, are you okay? No, I am not okay down here. I am not okay down there. Well, take a breath. You gotta go back, but take a breath. In the essence, so, a lot of people think that I'm crazy. And, you know, all of us visionaries, those that had the visions, were considered crazy until the visions became true. And then we were called weird shit like psychics, mediums, fucking, you know what I mean? Fucking clairsenses and all this weird shit. We were called, you know, evil. We were called lies. We were called all kinds of things when it happened. You did this. I didn't fucking do shit, bro. I told you forever this shit was about to happen, bro. You better stand back. Don't fucking get crazy with me, bro. I'm just the fucking paper deliverer. You know what I mean? In essence. So, she talks about the shift. She talks about the shift. They all talk about this end of time and the shift in the new beginning. That's all it is. I'm here to tell you we're going through it. I'm here to walk you through it. I'm not alone. There is again, the silo and the guru are here to walk your, you know, your very sensitive mentalities through, where I'm here to kick you through. You know what I mean? You can hear it from the nice guys or you're going to hear it from us, but you're getting through this. We're kicking your ass through this. And there is going to be a ton of you that don't. There's going to be a ton of you that don't, that it is said in the books that when you reincarnate, you will go and live out your karma somewhere else. This will not be a karmic state anymore. This isn't going to be hell on earth anymore, where you have to experience your karma. You'll do that somewhere else, and that's what they're talking about. Will you go to them? Will you save the others? Oh, man. I haven't even finished this life. Are you serious? And that's where it is. You get tied into it. It's your own free will. It's like, if I agree to this, then I'm fucked. They're trying to get me into this, you know what I mean? That's what happens. It's like, dude, I signed up for shit in my other life, and now I'm fucked on it this time. I'm not making no decisions yet. You know, I went from, if I get this done early, can I die early? Sure. To, you know what I mean? To like, hey, will you do this again in the next life? You know what? Shut the fuck up. And then they show you, you're getting better at this. It didn't feel any better. And that's what it is. It's like, you've done this so many lifetimes. Yeah, every lifetime it sucks. This isn't easy. That's why I just do it. It's like, I don't really, I bitch about it, but I do it. With no understanding as to why, but I get the shit done. Because this is what I'm here to do. Now, I'm not mad at you because you're like, well, what am I supposed to do with my life? Figure yourself out first. You haven't tapped into your life. You were just playing life. Honestly. There's nothing wrong. You're asleep. You were just playing the game. You put on a skin, just like Dolores says. You put on a fucking skin and you're the actor to this game. When you realize that you could take the skin off and that you're just playing a role, then you're back to yourself. How do you do all that? I'm telling you. You sit with your thoughts and your feelings. It's all hidden behind what we call your conscious. Your identity. Who you think you are. I just had to be quiet about it. I said this yesterday in my video. I was like, if you want to be part of this multi-billion-dollar industry, you're going to have to heal. Meaning, everybody's going to heal. And I seen it in the beginning. There's going to be people that come to me that don't understand. I don't know what you mean when you say manifest. I meditate. You know what I mean? I know what it means to be in your mind and not be able to connect with the spirit fully. That's where everybody is. That's ground zero. You don't know the spirit. Inside you, outside of you, you don't know that anything's going on. Starts with simple things that you start seeing what we call synchronicities, patterns, number patterns. Numbers are the first thing that starts popping out at you. Why? Because we speak numbers. We speak numbers here, and they actually, it's an original language. You start noticing that commercials and the radio and shit like that are talking to you. Again, going back to my video the other night, clairsentience is hearing music. You know what I mean? Music, and that's why I'm writing music. You heard that last night. Everything we talked about last night, I said I just wrote down in a song. One or the other. I wrote 4 songs yesterday. And everything that I was going to talk about, I talked about. It's all in the message. It's like the message is the message no matter where I put it. It's still coming out as the same message. Now if I wasn't writing music this week and I wait another week, because of my growth and things, I'm going to have a different message to deliver. Because ultimately, I'm on a different adventure. I'm on a different frequency. I'm on a different vibration. I'm going after different things. So I have a different mentality. So it's ever evolving. But the message that, singers, songwriters, artists, everyone's inspired in their quiet space. They get an idea to create something from this. I'm creating from the message of God. That's all I ever create out of is the message of God. That's why everything I create works. And that's what manifestation is. Manifestation is bringing a vision or a thought to life in the real world. Making it tangible. Making it real. Just having a thought and making it real. Making it become. And that's why they call me a master manifester. But I try to explain to people, I only manifest on the visions that are given to me. I don't just sit here and try to brew up an idea. You know what I mean? I'm guided. So, I had no intentions on going into film until Friday. But let's push the limit. God said, you're going to reach out to your videographer and you're going to get this going. Was that the first time he told me? No, he told me that for the past 3 months. But then he gave me a way. He got me ready until that day where he could tell me what to do. And I wasn't. If you look at the 4 months coming up to this, because we're approaching April, it took a whole season for me to get ready for what's to come. And I went through all the emotional roller coasters of, can I do this? What will this look like? It's impossible. I don't want to be part of it. Let me run. I went through the fight and flight of all of this change that was, inevitably going to happen. Because I knew it was going to change my world forever. And I knew that the only thing holding me back was me. And all I had to do was do it. Same with the music. That didn't come until the last 3-4 weeks. And I just sat there with the idea until he said, go get a book. Okay, I go and get Buddha's book. I sit there and then I hold the book. I don't have it with me now. I'm not forcing anything. I do it when they say, now it's time. Now it's time. Now it's time. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. No, she will tell you they, in the sense of God is in all forms, and he sends all forms to communicate with you to get, his message across. That's all that is. What does it mean to be a medium, a psychic, a shaman, an oracle? All of those things. I speak with God in all forms, and he gives me messages to give back to you. That's all that means, bro. You make it real mystical and shit, but at the same time, going back to Bobby, he's real, I don't know what voices you're hearing in your head. On that particular day, it was Martin Luther King. He was preparing me to go do my first fucking ministry work in front of 70,000 people at the fucking Broncos Stadium. Let me show you the videos. In the middle of me taking on the world, they wanted me to come and show you some love. You might be a little honored or not. In the sense of, it's like, Jesus told you that the Spirit lies within you and you have the ability to connect with God and God lives within you. He didn't say he said he was talking to God. I think in that time, God was just singular. It wasn't really spread out in so many forms where you could connect with God in so many forms. If you didn't like this side of God, you could go catch another side of God. In the sense of, we kind of cherry pick the shit out of God. Sort of. Not really. He comes together as one with me. It's just a wholeness with me. But that's what I try to show you, is there's different layers of God that maybe you don't relate to Jesus. I have a hard time. You know what I mean? You're too kind. You're too nice. You know what I mean? That's not how God was with me. It's not my Father who art in heaven. He was a different Father by the time, I was the firstborn. He got better and kinder by the time you were born. And then you look at him hanging on the cross, you're like, never mind. That's my dad. You're like, have you met the devil? I love that part. They said that he went down to hell. I gotta read this. Somebody write this down. We gotta read this. Let's read this story of how Jesus went to hell and beat the devil. I gotta read this. Does Jesus? I just want to point that out. Was Jesus an avenging spirit? What is your guys' imagination of he went down there and kicked the devil's ass? I feel like if you know the man, he went and loved Lucifer. God sent him now to love his, he kept sending us to lower pits of beings to go love them on his behalf. I'm pretty sure that's what happened down there. Let's see what your imaginations came up with. Dante's had some great words. But that's just the way he spoke. He's like, how do I describe this? What am I looking at right now? Well, it looks like... Yeah, I hear you guys. I hear the fucking crows. And that's it. It's like, where's Dolores getting this information? She sees it in her mind, just like me, bro. She talks to aliens, bro. And gods, and fucking goddesses, and angels, and all that, just like me, bro. Seriously. And then there's people that only talk to some. That must be nice. Not have everybody in the conversation, just work with one team. Meaning, you're represented by the Palladians, you're represented by Melchizedek, you're a Buddhist, all this. Well, here comes the witch that sits at the round table with everybody. Why? What gives me such favor? That was just how I was created. Before being the first human, I was part of, the first angelical order that was created. It wasn't just all males, there was me. The goddess. The Shekinah. That's it. And then he puts me in the fucking human form and I become the dark goddess. I'm not a dark goddess in any other form but the human form. But I like it. But I'm not. And that's it. I'm a whole Shekinah. I'm a whole fucking healer. I'm here to save the people. I'm their fucking goddess and shit. They're his god and I'm supposed to love you through it. You know, that's it. That's it. God bless. Amen. And, you know, referring to humans, I've always had to be the dark goddess. I had to get dark with you. You know, I have to conform to what you are. I have to be like you guys. In essence, I feel like you're the devil trying to convince me that, bro, there's no such thing as the devil. I'm the goddess of this hell you've created, and I'm trying to get you back to God. If you want to sit there, you know, in your hell. Oh, and then there was that. I posted at Russ. I said to Russ first thing this morning, man, he's in a dark place. And it's like, you know, you put yourself there, you asshole, you arrogant asshole with your fucking pride. And that's it. He's like not doing so well in his music career. And he's very unhappy about, you know, my music career. That's it too. It's like, I hate to know that you're such a wiener like that. That you yourself, I knew your fucking friends and family were like that. But it's really gross to know that you're so fucking... You are, though, and it's on the surface. That's where the ego death comes. It's like, I never thought you'd do me like that. Bro, they do everyone like that. Everyone they hang out with is like that. Why are you so surprised? I thought you loved me. It has nothing to do with it. It's his sick behaviors. And that's what it said. What fucking card was that? They'll do anything to get their way. They resent anybody's success but their own, which means they'll actually never be successful. That's what it was. Russ was too fucking good for me. And he had to keep showing me he was better than me. Forever, bro. Forever. And that was always the thing. We were always, since the beginning, they knew the blueprint, bro. I told him the blueprint. It's like we were supposed to come together, heal, and make great music that were going to change the world. I said it from day motherfucking one, bro. And instead, they wanted to fucking not heal, pretend like they had the power to make music to change the world, and go on with their shitty-ass lives. And now that I'm going to have to do it all by myself, because you wouldn't do it, and I'm pissed off because I was never supposed to be on the mic. I was supposed to coordinate this bullshit to give you the messages. And in essence, I know you're hella jealous because you know I'm going to give everything to this rapper. Why not? Why not give him my inspiration so he can use it to make positive music? What you wouldn't do. And so anyways, this guy is full of fucking jealousy and rage and anger and all this fucking resentment and shit. Towards yourself. Don't take it out on her, me, your mom, nobody. You did this with your own fucking selfish thinking. Anyways, going back to it. So he's very butthurt of the fact that I'm about to blow the fuck up all over his face. And he's like, that could have been me. It could have been if you weren't such a prideful asshole and would have followed your heart. We were supposed to make music. Your biggest dream was to go to the next level. And I was here to teach you how to get there. And I still taught you, and you still can't do it by yourself, loser. That's what's funny. Pac gave everyone the ingredients to the perfect song. It's in my videos. But aside from that, I spent way too many months out of each year inspiring them on how to make good music. How to make good music for people according to God's, specifications. They did not follow the recipe. They wanted to play with it and put their foot in it. They put their foot in their mouth, and now he's got to sell pictures of his feet. You know what I mean? Sorry. That was a good one. I can't make this up. It's on his page. I just live in this body. And it's like, you want to be mad at somebody? Be mad at yourself, Russell. Deal with yourself. And why yourself thinks it's so fucking superior to everyone else. And how it's so, you don't fucking need nobody. You need a lot of help, bro. Anyways, that's what got him in all this mess. You know what I mean? And that goes back to it. It's like you guys have been coming to me and begging, stealing inspiration that did nothing for you. You can keep doing it. It's still not going to work for you ever. You're never going to get a hit off of my words. Never. 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 I was only supposed to inspire you to write your own, not steal mine and make them and put them on and try to wear them as if it had anything to do with your life. It would be authentic if you actually did something with your life. I'm seeing Marshall. Marshall did the same fucking thing in all his songs, trying to say that, you know what I mean? He did it, but he actually took some of the experience. He took his experience, and it turned out being, the words ended up, he's described what could be my story, but he took his story and his experience and put it in. It came out pretty gross. In the sense of that's just how he is. That's how he tells his story, angrily. He's gonna be screaming and kicking and, talking shit while he's telling his story. He can't find the silver lining of the story. He's just gonna tell you how dark his story was. We're working on it! In the sense of, that's it. They couldn't work with me because they're negative, and I'm trying to be positive. They can't make positive music when they're negative. It's inauthentic. It doesn't sound right. This is a challenge, and that's why, I saw Marshall last night. It's like, that's why he never came back at me. You can't. That's like attacking Jesus. You have no right to do it. And you're going to look stupid out here fucking trying to tear down an earth angel or a girl that's just trying to help you. He understood that right away. No, you're not going to be able to fight her like you fight everyone else. You're not going to fight her at all. You're going to listen to her. And I definitely hurt his ego, and I definitely said some things to him that nobody has ever said, and I was very afraid that I overstepped those lines, but somebody had to talk to this man. And that goes back to fucking Kanye. None of you talked to Kanye the way that I did. Somebody had to come in and love this man. That's what I'm made for, is to love you better. To love you to where you can get to a better place. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. And it's like, going back to Russ, you rejected what I came to offer you. And now that it's no longer available and somebody else is going to come to the plate, many people can come and eat at the table, you want to be mad. It's stupid. Be mad at yourself. It's like you're jealous about, it's Lilith reincarnated, bro. He's playing it. It's like you wanted this, but you said you didn't want it, and now you don't get it. You're learning my hard fucking lessons, dude. And that's karma. If I had to say, bro, it's like I don't believe in destiny swapping, but you guys really tried, and you just flopped. You tried to destiny swap and flopped. Like, you tried to make her me, and you tried to, make your guys self a power couple, and you guys were going to go out and set out and be what we were meant to be. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? She's not me. I hear Chris Brown. She ain't you. No, bro. She can't be, creative if she was never creative. And that goes for the rest of your fucking team. And you too. We discovered that about you, Russ. You're not creative. We broke it down. It was really funny. We made fun of you, remember? You don't fucking produce your own songs. You sample everybody else's. I'm hearing that Baby Bash song you did. Best Friends. You're a thief. And it's fine. I was here to teach you. That's what it is. As you bit the hand that fed you, and then I walked away, and now you're sitting there pissed off that I'm out feeding all the other animals. And you're going to go hungry. Chew on, eat your food, Tina. You reap what you sow. You eat off of your plate of karma. You got some hard lessons to learn, bro. And now you got to learn them by yourself. As we excel and we learn, higher levels of understanding, compassion, and forgiveness, you're still stuck in fucking level 1, bro. Because you're trying to pack up your emotions and keep trying to make money and make moves. Not moving anywhere. Not moving anywhere, my friend. So it's all a big circle jerk around. It's like, and what are you gonna do, Russ? How stupid are you gonna look when this fucking documentary comes out and they start watching those videos? You and your whole crew. We've got fucking 2.5 years of you trying to fucking overpower me and trying to say that you were so fucking superior to everyone in the music industry. I have 2 years of this documented, and it all aligns with your stupid fucking pages. That's just you. What are you gonna do when the world finds out about all this? You didn't do what it took to be cleaned of it, so now you're just gonna be hella dirty rolling around in it. You thought you were gonna win. In the sense of, what did you think? That I wasn't going to become what I said I was? That I wasn't gonna do what the fuck I was doing? That I wasn't who I said I was? You thought you had a chance, bro. To what? Win a Grammy? I don't understand what you thought you were going to win by doing this. And what you're still, like, what is the purpose of your existence? Why you wake up in the morning? What are you trying to win, Russ? You're losing everything. You're about to lose literally everything. All your reputation. They're going to be, you know what I mean? They're going to see, your mom is literally going to have to hide her face when she goes out in public. They're gonna fucking make fun of you till the end of fucking time. Why? Because you're a fucking devil is what they think you are. They created this idea of a monster, and you fit the fucking role, bro. You played that monster for fucking years. And I don't know why you thought for 1 second that I wasn't going to tell this story when I told you that was the whole purpose. That I wasn't going to be fucking famous, and that I wasn't going to do music and be the biggest thing out there. You saw it from the beginning. I had all of the fucking ingredients, as you say, for greatness. All I had to do was develop them. And you thought just because I wasn't working like everyone else, I wasn't going to get what God told me to go out and do? He told me to do these things. You think these things weren't going to get done? That it was up to me to do it all by myself? I'm never going to make it. Nobody will ever hear about this. They're going to hear it. Everybody's going to hear about what I've done, because what I've done was unbelievable. But so was what you did. You were a huge character in this story. You were like probably the second biggest character in this story. And what a role you play. How do you wake up in the morning and look yourself in the mirror? Like, what do you tell yourself to go out there and be a fucking fuck ass and sit on the internet all day fucking craving and envying and, loathing and fucking being jealous and lustful about everything you follow? What the fuck is wrong with your brain, bro? That you thought that you were gonna win a fucking Grammy and you were gonna do all this. You never stood a chance. And you don't stand a chance now. It's gonna be twice as hard now for you to rebuild. I can show the world to have more compassion for Kanye, Britney Spears, and R. Kelly, but what the fuck about you? I'll stand behind those three before I stand behind you. Why? Because there was nothing wrong with you. These were free will choices out of fucking pride. Marshall put his pride down and shut the fuck up and learned, and he applied it to his life. He was able to go out and start experiencing life in a different way that he hadn't done forever. That he probably never did before. So you can't tell me that it doesn't work and that, you know what I mean? You've seen what happened to Mike, how he started embracing the fucking fall. You've seen how people changed. You chose not to change. You chose to hold on to this and keep holding on to it. Kanye right now is still holding on, but thinking about fully aware that this is a choice that needs to be made at some point. Again, I said that yesterday. How stupid are you going to look when Kanye figures this out before you? They thought Kanye was the devil. The fuck, Russ? And he wants to sit there mad. He's jealous. That's what he's sitting in. Jealousy and animosity towards my growth. After years of watching me suffer and cry. And that's what it is, too. It's like, what kind of people want my children, want us to stay like that? What kind of people think that for people? Them. And him included. When he wakes up on a Sunday all self-loathing and can't stand me. Why? I never did anything to you but try to make you better and show you how stupid you are and won't do it. And you hate me because God's going to finally do, I did all the work for God. I did all this for him. And now you're mad because it's going to work? Why wouldn't it work when he told me to do it? That goes back to you. You don't understand. If you would have did what he said, it would be working. And I told you that over and over. If you just do what he says and don't give up, everything will work out. But you're trying to work your own scheming plan. What is your plan, Russ? What is your 5-year plan? All you can see is you're like fucking Lewis, bro. All you see is some fucking trophy, some fucking plaque. Look, Mom. Look, Mom. Look, Mom. I see this thing. It's like, even if she died, you'd be the type of person to be like, I did this for my mother. I know my mother's looking down on me, proud. You're so psychologically fucked up about the attention seeking that you need from her that you put it in all areas of your life. And it's so fucking disgusting. You need to give yourself attention instead of giving the whole world every part of you hoping they're going to give you some attention. This all comes down to your twisted relationship in that house. And I know, and though what's really fucked up is she didn't just fuck you up. A woman like that, a person like that doesn't just fuck up one person. They fuck up everybody around them. Congratulations, you're part of the soul tribe. We all had some fucked up ass mothers that did a lot of damage to us that we need to reprogram. Instead, you want to fucking hold your mom's hand and fucking buy her cars and celebrate her that she's not mommy dearest. But you can't do shit with you. She never did shit for you, but you want to live in this fucking demented fucking, psychosis, telling people that, you have a happily ever after and you're going to keep it moving. With your fucking designers and shit. You're so fucking distorted. And that's where it is. It's like, you know what I mean? Like when these stories come out and people realize that you're literally a psycho. God, I'm going psycho. God, I'm going down. You're a fucking psycho, bro. That's it. How do you wake up on a Sunday morning hating the woman that you love because God's going to actually bless her and she's going to be able to do what she came here to do? And in that moment, going back to it, it's like, all right, it's almost done. You ready to do this again? Meaning that's it. You think it's the beginning, but it's the beginning of being done for me. It's done. It's over. You can't take it back. Once these videos are out there, bro, it's over. And it was always God's plan. That's why he made me start recording them. I never even knew what it was. You can't stop God. I'm not even in your fucking way. I'm just doing what God says. And you keep trying to find me and stop me and put my skin on and say, this is my life. God made me this way. God didn't. Look at what he did make you. He made you an important part to the story, but Jesus. It's just gross. You know what I mean? It's gross to know that someone you love feels so, you know what I mean? Is so evil, vindictive, low, and grimy. Like, you really wanted me to live in my car forever, huh, Russ? You really wanted me to never feel happiness? You really didn't want me to have security or love or friendship? You didn't want anything good for me, huh? Why? Because you ain't got all that? So you couldn't let nobody else have it? You can't stand for anybody to have something you don't have? Something you can't buy in the store? Take it easy, Voldemort. It's wretched. Not me, him. Like, how can you live your life like that, bro? When I was in Mr. Plum's, you saw the story, you've seen the whole story. I'm sitting there patiently waiting on God. I'm obedient. God, I'm waiting for God. God's going to take care of me. He's going to get me out of this. And then God gets Ezekiel out. He blesses him big time. Huge. I'm like, I told Mr. Plum with tears in my eyes, it's okay. I'm happy for him because that means my time is coming soon. He's suffered for many years longer than me. God came for, you know what I mean? Ezekiel was first in the Bible. That's what I said. It's like, he's coming for me too. God didn't come to get me. And he didn't come to get me. And he didn't come to get me. But I didn't get mad that he was, you know what I mean? There was that moment where I was full of rage that, you know, like, how could you bless, you know what I mean, my ex-husband, but what about me? How can he have all the finer things in life and I'm over here just struggling, waiting for you? Think about that now as I say that. You know, it wasn't my time. And I was grateful for those that got that time because we're always waiting. Everybody wants that moment. We want to know what it feels like to be free from this bullshit. And I spoke about that last night, is you got to know that he's coming. Don't give up. Stand at that door waiting for him. He'll come and get you. But at the same time, you know, don't just wait at the door. You know what I mean? Check your mail as you go. Always checking those messages to see, you know what I mean, what he says to do next until he gets there. That's what that trip is. It's really funny. It's like he would tell me to wait. He'd give me just enough for the week. He'd give me enough, you know, ideas, and then he'd be gone. And I'm like, all right, I just sit here for waiting on God till he comes back for me. And, you know, as I see this, you guys are entering the dark night of the soul, which is loss. It's like, bro, I just kept losing and I couldn't create anything new. I was you. And I feel for you. And that's where it is. It's like, I've been where you're going, and my job as a guide is to get you through it. Nobody got me through it. My spirit guides. There was nobody on this planet had gone through what I went through. I had to go through it myself, find a way through it, which I documented for everyone. And now I'm here to get everyone to go through it. And that's all I've ever said, is this is going to happen to other people. And I've got to walk them through their dark thoughts and their dark feelings so they can be, you know what I mean? I can help them ascend. In order to ascend you, that's all it takes, is to work through your dark feelings and your dark thoughts. That's all I was meant to do with Russ and everybody else, is get close to them. So, you know what I mean? Love them through this. Love them better. And they're going to love you through this. And you guys will just, love will get you guys through this. All you need is love, love. So she tells about this whole, you know, Dolores tells it. It tells it. Her tale is a different story. They all saw this going differently. Now I'm writing what it was, what it felt like to go through it. I write the stories of what, you know what I mean? Of what is and what will be. Jesus wrote the stories of what is and what will be. We all write the, you know what I mean? Our stories are told. Isis, I told you the stories of what is and what will be. That's what it meant to be the oracle, to be, you know, to be the ascending master. We tell you what it is, what it was, and what it will be. It's the same thing as the guru and the silo. You go to them, and they tell you what it is on a spiritual level, what you're dealing with on a spiritual level. They tell you what it will be according to where your mind is right now. But we tell you exactly how to change your future, which is what? Let go. This is all about a surrender. I've got to let this go. It's killing me. I don't, you know what I mean? That goes back to the rage towards the baby daddy. I couldn't do anything about it. To 2 days ago, my love for Bobby, I can't do anything about it. All areas of your life, he wants you to surrender to him so he can make it better for you. And just surrendering it, you feel better. That's the hard part of, you know, it's Friday then. We got to let go of something that's holding us down. It's making life harder for us. And we're fully aware that this is difficult and it's draining us. But we don't know how to let it go, because what will we do without it? You'll be free. And we don't understand that. And that was that being addicted card last night. That's all I've ever said to Russ. Put it down. Let it all go. and come here. I'll help you through this, one thought at a time, one feeling at a time, one day at a time. I've told all of them that. Just quit. Just, you know what I mean? Lewis can't do it immediately. He's too famous. That's what happens when you're too fucking famous. Kanye could secretly just let it go. What would happen? I'd contact him and we'd be in the woods hidden where he was safe, where he was just with Mother Earth, me, and God, and we could work on him. He'd have to let it all go. You're so full of shit right now. We can't put any more shit. You got to turn off the phone. I just need you to deal with the shit that's in your skin now. Every time you go outside, you put more on you. That's why God doesn't send me out too much. There's an experience out there that's going to weigh me down. So yes, one day. Is he going to bring his goofy chick? I kind of do see that. I don't see him leaving the chick. But I see them growing, you know what I mean, apart. But in essence, I told you, I saw Kim. One day she walks up. I'm here. I'm ready to accept the healing. What do I got to do? Let's go take a bath, Kim. And that's it. It's like, you just got to give up, bro. What am I going to tell you when you get here? To give it up and let's start working through it. The same thing. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're feeling. And you're not going to be able to hide it. And that's what they know. I'm going to see it. Do you want to talk about that? No. That's what you're here to do. You've been holding that thought for a long time. Let it out. That's what you came here to do. It's safe. Let's cry about this. Let's let it out. And that's what it is like, it's just healing. You need a safe place to let this shit out. That's all I'm here to do, is give you a place to be heard, to be seen, to be loved, and to heal. It's a spiritual healing center is what I'm going to create for everyone with communities, because I can't send you home like that. You need a home. You need a home to live in. You need a place, you're not going to be able to care for yourself. And that's what it is like surrendering, you come here. So, God's going to give me the ability to care for you like he wants to care for you, to provide for you. I'm not, he will through me. Or, you know what I mean? He'll provide the way and I just, pay the bills and shit. But it's like, after I get you like this, that's what I was trying to tell Russ. You can't go on like this now. You're a whole mess. You can't go to work like this. You can't just pick up your life and act like it's okay. You can't just wrap it all up as it's sitting there. All your memories are spread out on a sheet on your bed. You can't just grab that sheet, throw it on a stick, and carry your baggage through life. You know what I mean? All those memories and all that pain is going to just keep falling out of that bag as you're trying to walk through life. And that's what it means, is like, you got to literally surrender. You have to take the journey, which is going to be a physical move. I need you to get the fuck out of that house with all those memories. I need you to get out of the stuff that's crushing you. And we could just deal with what's on you right now. In essence, every time you go home, it's going to re-crush you until you're ready to go home. But you're running away from home and all the fucking problems that are at home. So ultimately, what do we got to do? You got to get away from the home. For a minute. That's your battle right now, is all the things that come to you while you're at home. It brings it all to the surface. Okay, wait a minute. Every time you sit down, you feel like shit. Yeah, I know that feeling. That's how I felt in my house. So it's like, all right, let's get out of here for a bit. Let's go for a ride. Let's get you out of this situation where you can, you know what I mean? You're not sitting in it. You're just not keep going back to your bullshit, to your deathbed. It's like a hoarder's house. It's filled with all kinds of fucking, you know what I mean, darkness and dirt and dinge and grossness, which are nothing more than your experiences. They're all over. You come in and you just drop them at the door and leave them there. You know what I mean? You'll cry real hard about your day. You just, pour it all out, and then you just, zip your mouth and, change your panties and go out and have a drink. All of your feelings and all your pains are there, and as you sit there, they come back to the surface and it crushes you. If I was to take you outside, you're only going to have the crushing things that you're wearing. Not everything's being put on you. I keep hearing, I put on for myself. It's all about surrender, and that's it. That's all I tell them. Are you done now? Are you done fighting? Okay. Okay, keep going. And at what point, it doesn't matter. Everybody will have to put their pride down. This is what it all is about. All right, I'm ready to accept help. Whenever you're ready, you know what it's going to take. You're going to have to cry. I don't want to cry. Okay, well, you're not going to get any better. I mean, the fucking real physical, hard work is crying. Feeling your emotions is physically fucking draining. That's about it. That's about it. I'm not asking you to do much else. If you're physically capable of doing some other shit that could help out, that's cool. But in the end, no. Your feelings are all consuming. It's not like you really have energy to do anything else. And that's why I was like, we're just going to have a, it's going to be a camp out. It's going to be a very long vacation. I mean, that's what it is. And like, Kanye saw it. Like, God tried to guide him away from everybody into the land where he could go and he could fucking do this journey. Fortunately, Kanye, like the rest of us, wanted to bring everybody on this journey with him. It's like, oh, you're coming with me and you're coming with me. Nope, nobody can take this journey. Jesus didn't even take his mommy. There you go. There you go. Jesus is trying to get to you, dude. Jesus has a message for you, Russ. He understands about a close relationship with a mother and only having a mother. In essence, he had a good mother that was guided by God. But he can, that's what I saw. As soon as I saw it, I saw Jesus' relationship to Mother Mary. And I was like, he's going to help you. He's going to help you mend your relationship. Jesus wasn't out there trying to, make his mom's life better. I love you, Jesus. It's like, I got this one. I can explain it. I loved my mother. Good, because my mom wasn't an asshole. That's what I said. I can't relate. Jesus can relate to you. He knows what it means to love your mother in such a way. Maybe not. He knows how to heal that. Me and my sex problems, he can't help me with that. That was a problem. That was before his time. He knew how sex worked by his age. It's super funny. It's like, have you met my sister? She's totally the opposite of me. I tell you all the time, fuckers. That's my brother from another mother. My father-in-law. He had a lot of children. And Bruce likes it too. All the gods were fucking everything. All the gods were fucking everything, bro. They were spreading their seed. That's what God told him to do. I lost my connection. Quite literally, right? I can turn. Going back to it. Watch the video. Learn about it. Wake up. Surrender. It's all about it. Little bits. Every week we surrender something. An idea, a person, a thought, a belief system, a way. Sometimes it's just, you give up some clothes. You give up a part of you that's no longer necessary, that you hold memories to, that, it's time to let go of. It's all about a letting go process. As you let go, you receive more. After you're empty, they can refill your cup. And that's where it is. It's like, I've been empty for so long. And now that the tables are turning, you're being hateful towards me. Like, you just wanted to watch me lose forever. And that's where it is. It's like, I fully knew that that's exactly how all of his friends and family feel about me. I just could not fathom that that's how he felt about me too, until I wake up and feel it. It's like, this is how you feel about me today? You're hateful towards my winning? It's very Lilith. But you can't stop the winning. And it's not necessarily me winning, it's God. He won. I just surrendered. I'm just doing what I'm told. In essence, you think that I'm winning, but I'm just living a life. And you think it's a game, and you think it's all about winning. And you have this perception of what winning looks like. I'm just living, bro. I wasn't losing before. I was winning the whole time. I was living that loser situation. I was becoming strong in weak, in weak scenarios. And that's what it is. It's like you haven't really learned. You're gonna learn is what I heard. Anyways, to the rest of you, yeah, back to Dolores and everything. It's in the books. That's why I read you the books. These people saw this before we got here. They told us what would be so that we had the guidance of what we were going through. You know, and going back to the Bible, yeah, it's Sunday fun day and all of that. And Jesus, you know, that's what it is people study Jesus to understand how he lived so that they are supposedly were going to apply it to their life. But they just study him weekly. You know, it's just a Bible study. Let's talk about Jesus. But not like let's walk in Jesus's footsteps. Let's trust God. They say that, but they don't apply it. Do you know what I mean? Not really. They are their own gods, and that's what this all is about, is let God be God. You don't have to be God anymore. It's going to be a humble, you know, that's what it is like, I had to learn that. Oh God, Michael Jackson. First off, you are not alone is what you had to learn all the way through this trip. You were never here alone, and you were never meant to do such things by yourself. You know what I mean? And you'll never do such things, you know, going forward. You'll never be alone going forward, and you don't have to be, you know what I mean? You don't have to do it by yourself. God can do it for you. God can do all things. That's what's in those messages. God got us. But we've got to give ourselves to him. Reclaiming, you know, your promises and birthrights. He promised to take care of us. He promised to give us, you know, certain provisions. He didn't promise you a fucking Grammy, dickhead. He didn't. He never did. He promised you, you know what I mean, a life. An extraordinary life. And you've had that, and you're not grateful. Bitch, be humble. In the sense of, you want everybody else's life, and you think that that's what it's, you know, you don't want the life that he's given you, and you haven't found happiness in that life. So you keep trying to put things into your life or experience more life, thinking that it's, you know, something outside of you is what you're looking for. You just have to look at the life that you had and find the happiness in it. And that's Lilith too, is denying your creation, what he's given you. And that's, I hear Draco, when life gives you lemons, say, fuck those lemons. No, you better be grateful for those lemons, bro. And yes, you can be creative with them, but God gave that reason. Best for you. He only gives you what's best for you. Do you know what I mean? So, going back to it, I'm like, you're just, you know, this is a state of mentality. You can change the way that you think about me and people and yourself when you're ready. Nobody can make you, but you are really holding yourself back in this journey, my friend. And yeah, no good things are going to come to someone that thinks badly like that. You know what I mean? If you're constantly out there hating everybody else's success, you're not going to be successful, my friend. And if you're out there constantly stealing people's success, you're not going to be successful, my friend. These are just laws of the universe. It's not, it's basic. You know what I mean? This is basic. You can't have good things when you're being a bad person. And it's not that you're being a bad person, but you have bad intentions and you're willing to do some bad shit to, you know what I mean, to get a good result. That's grimy and slimy. And that's very Judas, and that's not going to work. Again, I'm all forgiving, but my Holy Spirit and my team knows what you be doing in the dark spaces, and they will kill you, bro. They're going to make this so much harder for you. Death is not an option. You're going to learn these lessons in this life. That was a promise made before we got here, and as much magic and that we both try to do to make you go away, the only way out of this is to go through it. And what's on the other side? Me, bitch. When this is all done, Russ, again, you will bow before me. And I know that kills your pride, and that's exactly why I said it. The rest of them, they're just going to put their pride down. You are going to bow the fuck down after all you've done. I'm not saying everyone, but you definitely will. You definitely will. And going forward, I meant what I said. No, I'm not going to do music with you in the future. You're on your own now. You thought you were so much better and that you could work with any artist and you can get yourself there without me. Then get yourself there without me. I will not take you there. You refused my hand to take you to that next level. You're going to have to find your own fucking way. And there's no other way but Jesus' way. I assure you that. You're not going to find God without Jesus. You're not going to find happiness without Jesus. And what is Jesus? Forgiveness, compassion, understanding, love. Without having all of those, the recipe for greatness, nothing great will happen in your life. The only thing good in us was that of what God put in us. If you don't access the goodness that's inside of you, you're not going to be good at anything. Truthfully, you keep coming from a hateful place, you're going to keep getting negativity back. And that's the whole story. And you guys have a good morning. We have a huge light code reading. I said we were going to read the key of light and whatever else pops up. I'm not really worried about that right now. I'm going to chill and yeah, get ready. It's close. You know what I mean? I didn't realize the date. When he said this, he said he'd be back on the 2nd. I was like, well, I figured that was far away until I realized what's today's date. And I was like, damn, that's next week. This could be really fast. This could happen real fast. In the essence, there's not much production. That's what I mean, is you guys don't understand how fast this could happen. It's all there. All we got to do is pull these videos out. Just put the tapes in. Play the tapes. Play the tapes. I already know. You know what I mean? It's going to be unbelievable. And it's like, you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I hear Mike Stead. Are you ready? And then that douchebag shared something yesterday. He's like the Mike Stud documentary. Yeah, this is gonna be a great one. Go ahead, share your story. I'm sure it's so enlightening. It is to low vibrational people like yourselves, but in the sense of they've always tried. You can keep trying to put on my skin, bro, but you're not winning. You're still you. This doesn't work. The whole story is how God made you something greater than yourself. You haven't let him make you anything. You're still trying to make yourself bigger than others, larger than life. When it's all said and done, Marshall, Logic, Royce will all sit there with a mic in their hand and say these words: God changed my life. It's that simple. That's our story. How God changed our lives. Daddy Yankee, what happened to you? God changed my life. Denzel Washington, what happened to you? God changed my life. Mike Tyson, what happened to you? God changed my life. Tupac, what happened to you? God changed my life. Kobe, God is good. That's all it is. DMX, what happened to you? God changed my life. Are you ready to let God change your life, people? You gotta let him. He can't force on. He's not forceful. He works with all the forces around you, hoping to push you towards him. Feels like he's pushing me off the edge all the time. But in the essence, that's what it is he's trying to push you closer to him, but he can't make you love him. He can't make you surrender. He can't make you trust him. No man or woman can make you trust them, can make you love them, can make you vulnerable to them, make you listen to them. That's your free will. You choose who to trust, who to love, who to surrender to. The cool thing about God is he won't fail you. He's not conditional. If you fuck up afterwards, he's not going to say, well, you were bad to me, so I'm not going to love you. That's not him. You know what I mean? And that's where it is. It's like, what happened to you? God, bro. God changed my life. That's what's in those videos. And that's where you hear me yelling at him and talking to him. Damn it, God. You're always fucking with my life. I want you to have a better life. Well, damn it, I just want a life. I've been there. But it's a choice. It's your choice, bro. It's your choice to hear him. You can ignore him, but he's never left you. And he's not going to stop. I, on the other hand, will. I'll ignore the shit out of you and walk the fuck away. I'm not God. I've had enough of your shit. He will love you forever. All right, I will too. And I will forgive you forever. But I'm not going to sit around with this bullshit. There's other people. You know what I mean? And that's it. It's like, it's a choice. And that's it. That's my whole message is, you have to choose to be part of God's kingdom. And we'll let him work with you. And you work with him. Meaning, become obedient. Listen to him. And follow what he's telling you. Even though you are very unsure. And you are very scared. And you really don't want to do it. Yeah. I don't know why I said that everybody, fucking just gave in. Why fucking, Jonah was the only one that didn't give in. It's like, no, I don't know. I don't want to do whatever the fuck you're talking about. No, I don't want to fight I don't want to fucking fight Goliath. No, I'm not going into the lion's den. No, no God, no God, no. That just is me. I was built rebellious to say no to God. Doesn't really get anywhere. I'm just saying. I'm here to show you that you can, but it doesn't mean it's a no. With God, it's a resounding yes. Yes, you can. No, I can't, God. Yes, you can. I will give you strength to do such things. I said I didn't want to. I know, but this will be good for you. Get to that point. Surrender. Tell him how you feel about it. Fine. But do what he says. That's it. That's it. Like, I'm not listening to him. Okay, sure. Let me see how that works out for you. That's it. You have a connection with divine. You mean God? Yeah, he don't never leave me alone. He's always sending people too. I'd just be sitting here minding my own fucking business all day, and he'd just be sending people to fucking come and talk to me, talk some shit. Then he sends me real people that fucking talk shit. Everybody talking shit. Just leave me alone. We're different. You guys went searching. I didn't go searching for God. I didn't. That's what I said. God found me. I didn't go searching for God. I was searching for answers. It just happened to be God on the other side of it. That was it. I didn't know it was God. Got myself in trouble with God. I'm just kidding. I was trying to have a connection. No, I was trying to figure myself out, and I found God. God was underneath myself. That's all that happened. Like, how did you become like this? God. God was underneath everything. God lives inside me. I didn't know that until I pulled myself apart, and then, surprise, the whole universe is in there. Yeah, it was easier when it was just my mind. No, it wasn't. I was unhappy. The universe is very happy. Hey, I love you guys. Russ, fucking fix that, bro. Everybody feels like that. You're not the devil, bro. Everybody feels self-loathing and shit, but you shouldn't feel like that. Really, you need to keep that to yourself. You're mad at yourself, bro. You need to deal with yourself. That's all this is. And yeah, if you don't change the story, you're going to end up looking like a super bad guy. And for sure, your whole family's going down with those videos. Everybody is. We talked about it. Why do you think they tried to stop it? Can't compete where you don't compare. Hey, I love yous. Laters. Bye.